Welcome to Here's How We Get There. It's the daily show filled with conversations about business and mental health in a down-to-earth style with real-world language. Now let's dive in with your co-hosts, Kenneth Shark Kinney and Trey Tucker.
All right, Trey, I have on my Sunday go to beach spiritual clothes, but I want to talk about something much more important. We're going to talk about Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. And we're going with the Catholic Bible, the good one, the one that's actually right, not the one you use. But it reads, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will make your path straight." So it is believed that King Solomon, who wrote most of Proverbs, was the wisest man who ever lived. And he asked God for wisdom to rule the people of Israel. And they recognized that his wisdom was divine. But when I think about those verses and what that means to me is that we are to trust God with all our hearts and do not depend on what we know, which is what is so apparent. And so we find often that there's not nearly enough faith or belief in the world today. And it's often said, if you want to make God laugh, then you tell him your plans, which I think is true because we don't have enough trust in him. And so what it really means to me is I have no idea what lies ahead. I don't know if I'll win the lottery tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have a heart attack or move to France. But I know what I do know, and it's one of the most humbling things that I think any of us can go through, is to let go and place that faith and trust in him and know that he has a plan for me, just like he has a plan for you, despite all the craziness in the world that we cannot control or guess or wonder by. And if you believe in him, then there is a place for you one day, hopefully by his side. Trey, how do you look at Proverbs 3, 5, and 6?
That word trust is what I almost can't get past, because as a therapist, anxiety is by far and away the biggest problem that people are bringing to us. And also throughout my life, anxiety has been a recurring theme. And so anytime I'm anxious or somebody's anxious, well, the question is, okay, what is it we want? Well, I want to not be anxious. Well, what does that mean? Really, that means I'm looking for peace. And so then if I want peace, then the question is, okay, well, what am I doing to get it? In other words, what am I really trusting in order to give me peace? And I know for me, I'm a Christian, but man, I have more flaws than I can even realize or count. And so for me, my tendency is to start grabbing control, or at least what I think is control, and start reaching for things that are going to give me temporary peace. When really, if I have the ability to zoom out, or if somebody, whether it's you or another friend, that helps me realize, all right, hey, you're not in control. None of us are in control. We think we are, but really we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't even know what's going to happen in 30 minutes. So for me, I ask myself and I ask clients, what is your spiritual worldview? Because if we're trusting in nothing, or if we're trusting in ourselves, that can work at least at a certain level, but it's not going to bring us the kind of peace that we really, really want.
Yeah. So talk about my own flaws. There's an extra chapter hidden behind Revelations where it lists all the things I've done wrong, but there's no extra tips here. We're not here to preach. We're both Christians, and we both have to find our own way through his way. So I'm going to hopefully get everybody to get a big amen, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you for joining Shark and Trey on the Here's How We Get There show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit here'showwegetthere.com. That's here'showwegetthere.com.